There's not really a lot of volatility in the market. One more flusher to the downside. The technical target is $82,200. I'm just waiting for that move back to the resistance here. We got again negative ETF outflows. And now it feels like the Bitcoin price is stuck in a limbo. But I have found the exact point where Bitcoin is in terms of the next move to the upside. Watch today's video to see what I have found here and make sure that you position yourselves accordingly. Let's go. Welcome back, guys. Now, the ETF inflows yesterday were again really bad. We saw here 3.3 thousand Bitcoins flowing out of the ETFs. GBTC was actually not the biggest seller yesterday. It was here the FBTC ETF with 1,560 Bitcoin. So that was not really helping with the Bitcoin price going anywhere yesterday price-wise. And that was potentially one of the reasons why we are stuck in the current range. So, but what is the current range? How we define the current range for Bitcoin? So for that, we can go here to into the block. And here we see on-chain in and out money around certain price levels. So, and you can define really simple support and resistance based on that. And just for better understanding, supply and demand. Demand means where we have a lot of buying happening, and supply where a lot of selling is happening. So here right now, the demand zone for Bitcoin, the price levels where these on-chain addresses bought a lot, is between $63,000 and $67,000. That is right now the current support cushion that we are experiencing. And that's why you don't see the Bitcoin price sliding that much under $67,000 right now, because we have such a big support level just below that. Levels over levels are stacked up there with orders. And you have to the upside the same thing here from $67,000 to $70,000 in terms of support. So, and you see that gives us a really narrow range in between where the Bitcoin price is traded at, and it's more or less just a $200 range that is right now properly traded, even though you see sometimes some upswings, some downswings, but overall it's just a really narrow $200 range. The question here is, when will we leave that range? So for that, we need to look at a really specific chart that I'm going to pull up here in a moment. So make sure that you are still around when we're talking about this. And first, we are going here to the weekly chart, because here we are getting close to a weekly closing candle in the next 2 days here. Really important for us to look at is that we stay above the middle band here on the Bollinger Bands on the weekly chart. The Bollinger middle band is coming in here at around $62,400. Yeah, it's almost $63,000 as we speak. If Bitcoin can hold the current support level of $66,200 for the next week and potentially the following week, then we have potentially a full reset in the market, and we see price rallying from here continuously to the upside. If we cannot hold this range and we go one step lower, then we will most likely get supported from the middle band of the Bollinger Band at $63,000. So be potentially prepared for one more leg to the downside before we get a major move here into new highs. Personally, I'm not believing that we have to move to $63,000. I will show you in a moment why. One of the reasons is that the historical volatility index is really low right now. So there's not really a lot of volatility in the market. And when we get in these lower levels, you see normally volatility coming back and going and spiking here to the upside. And that usually leads to also big price swings on the candlestick chart here. So I give you an example here. When we were the last time in these levels, price started to move here again massively to the upside until we rolled over. And also here in the past, we got a big flush to the downside last year. got a move down into the lower areas of the historical volatility index, then started to go sideways until we also made a move to the upside. And also here in 2020 in August, here we also hit the upper end of low volatility, and afterwards saw also a massive run here to the upside. I think this time will be no different. We just need to be a little bit more patient before we see that expansion happening to the upside. And in terms of where we are in the market right now, for that we go back to our Elliott Wave count. You saw yesterday that we got one more flusher to the downside. We created a higher low in comparison to this low over here. And as long as we are not breaking that, the count will remain intact. And I believe that this is a 4 in terms of the Elliott Wave count. So, and what follows next is the last expansion wave to the upside, the 5th wave, which is usually smaller than the 3rd wave and not as strong as the 3rd wave. Because look at these big moves here. On the 12-hourly chart, these big green candles. In a 5th wave, you usually don't get in one single 12-hourly candle moves like that. They are more gradually going up, something like this, what you get in the 3rd count of the Elliott Wave. So that's why we just need to remain here again a little bit more patient, sit on our hands, and wait for levels to be broken here to the upside to take new positions. In terms of the levels that I'm watching, still $67,400, $68,400. These are the levels that I'm watching for an entry above current prices. But anything below current price levels, below these lows, with a potential of a deviation, is where I want to build a long-term Bitcoin position. So one of the other reasons for that is also here on the daily chart, the cup in handle pattern that we are forming here. We had tried in the past to break out of it previously, but failed. Now that we are sitting at the bottom range of the handle here once again, I'm just waiting for that move back to the resistance here around $69,200 to test this one more time. Either get here already the breakout to the upside, or we come one more time down and then get our breakout to the upside direction of 80,000, 90,000. Because the technical target, and measure it here, the technical target is at, depending on where we are breaking out, let's say we break out around here, $82,200. If we break out a little bit later, it's still around $82,000. So let's say just $82,000 is approximately the target of that cup and handle pattern here on this daily chart. Let me quick check here. No, not on this chart. I have to go to another chart to what I wanted to show you guys here. In terms of market structure, 8-hourly chart. So you see here overall we have created a lot of higher highs here on the way up into the $74,000 area, created also higher lows along the way until we broke this market structure. So you can also see that if I draw a line here, once we lost that upward sloping trend line, we broke market structure. Let me actually write this in here. So BOS, that's market structure. Created a lower low, created a lower high compared to this higher high. Again, a lower low, lower high. Then we created a higher low. So here again, market structure. Here, downwards trend. Got broken. Now to the upside, again, we were rallying here based on the higher low into new higher high, higher low, lower high, higher low, higher high again. And then we start creating lower lows. Now we have another higher low. Now, if we can hold this higher low based on previous and historical price action, if you just look, if I make a circle here, higher low, what happens afterwards? We got higher highs afterwards. Here, we printed a higher low, we got a higher high straight afterwards. Now, we printed here a higher low, once again, straight a higher high. Here also a higher low, higher high. Now we are at the same inflection point again where we have a higher low. We should get really, really soon another higher high. So another higher high must be above this high of $72,250 $72,200 approximately. It needs to be above that. So it can be, even if it's here, it's fine, you know. So that is almost, yeah, that is a $5,000 move, you know. So a $5,000 move is almost 10% to the upside. That would be really juicy for us and is something that I'm looking forward to. But for this move to come into fruition, we need to hold the current underlying support level of $66,600 to $66,900. That is right now, like I said, the range, the spread that we have between support and resistance, really thin layer where the price can move in between, because none of the either side wants to give in, you know. So the supply side doesn't want to give in, and also not the demand side wants to move. And yeah, here we basically need a decision in which direction we are going. And I potentially know where this might actually lead to in the coming hours. So for that, we only need to look in the order book heat map on Bitcoin. So in the order book heat map, you can clearly see that here is some big resistance clusters around 67,900, 68,500, and 400. And then when I go higher, around to $70,000 are some heated areas. And then I have to go all the way up to $72,000. And if I look here below us, so you see here is way more concentration in terms of demand zones created than above us. So, and that is showing you clearly that bulls are getting ready for a move to the upside, because they would not stack up here so many orders in a $2,000 range if they don't want massively defend these levels to push prices back to the upside. So highly likely, unlikely that these areas will get tapped, and it is more likely that they just get slowly moved up higher and higher and higher to push price to the upside. Because every time when they move a level higher, guess what? This is mostly controlled by bots actually and algos. These algos understand that now demand is moving to the upside. What they are going to do, these some of these spoof orders that are here just above us, that are not real orders, you have to understand that. When they see price getting close to these sell orders, they don't want to sell, they just want to spook the market. So what they're going to do is they cancel the order. So, and they give basically room away for the price to move then to the upside. So, and that's what bulls are getting ready for, in my opinion, to push the price up and slowly move these levels higher and higher and higher to gradually move the price here back to the upside and break resistance into higher price levels. And guys, if you want to make here $1,000 really easy, then you only have to go to BYBIT. There is still the giveaway going on that I have negotiated with you guys. You see here in partnership, my channel and BYBIT. You only need to deposit $100. That's all what we're asking for, and open one single trade, no matter how big the trade is, and also no matter how long the trade is. You know, you can do it for a second. It doesn't matter. Just 1 second. In, out, finish, you know. So do that. Sign up here. The timer says you have 2 days left. You maybe don't have 2 days. Maybe I announce a winner in the next 10 minutes. Maybe I do it tomorrow. Maybe I do it after tomorrow. You just don't know. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and have the notifications on, so that you will be informed when I put out a new video and can watch it from beginning till the end to know if you are actually one of the winners, if you meet all the conditions. So make sure of that. Pause the video if you want to be reading here all the conditions. I can also tell you, you will get the money faster than 14 days here. You know, so they had to put this in here because of their, I think it's just their lawyers. They had to make sure that they have 14 days. It will be much faster. It's in a matter of 1 to 2 days, maximum 3 days, you have that money in your account, you know. So they just need to check that the actual winner is like a real person and not a bot or some stuff like that, you know, and then it's fine, you know. So it goes really quick, and I can tell you we are going to pick a winner here really soon, guys. So if you want to be in it, make sure potentially today is the last day where you can take advantage of that you sign up today, deposit $100, open a trade, even if it's a $1 trade, doesn't matter, guys. Open, close, and you're in for that giveaway. Now back to Bitcoin. The liquidation level is also telling us a really clear direction. you see that above, below us, there's basically no long liquidity, imminent over leveraged long liquidity to be taken out. Everything is stacked here to the upside. More shorts coming in here since yesterday. Yesterday we saw only levels until like here. Now we have new levels coming in. Potentially bulls are just waiting that a little bit more liquidity is coming closer to the price in terms of shorts, late shorts that are coming in to tap immediately the $70,000 region again with a short squeeze. That might be something that they're aiming for. But here is also one warning sign on the 4-hourly chart, and that is the 200 moving average. We need to reclaim that really, really fast because if we come up and get a rejection from there, we might actually get the unlikely scenario that we will move one more time to the downside here. For now, again, it doesn't look like it, especially while we are forming here a W pattern on the 4-hourly chart. The neckline is at $69,600. If we break that, the technical target is roughly around $73,000. Liquidation heat map also is showing us that the highest concentration of liquidity is sitting above us here. We have here a nice block around $67,600. There is right now, how much is here? It's like $60 million or even more than $60 million is stacked here only in that small level, in that 100 spread dollar level. If we tap this here, we get a short squeeze all the way up to $68,400. Again, there's massive resistance. If we can above that level and turn this into support, we get a real chance to tap $70,000 shortly afterwards. Where is my other Bitcoin chart, guys? Okay, so the DXY is here finally seeing some rejection. We moved a little bit higher than expected between yesterday and today, but now we are coming down here again. The 105.5 level is the level that really needs to hold here right now. If we cannot hold this, be ready that we see a way more sideways chop for at least another 2 days, I would say, before this is finally turning around. If we can close this candle, let's say at 105.3 points, that will open the door for a potential reversal pattern by Monday, where we get another candle to the downside. If we would see something like this, then this bull pennant here will be invalidated, because then we see something that what we're seeing in crypto happening quite a lot, and that is when we are breaking out of the bull pennant and coming back into it, we keep the trajectory and continue to go to the downside. And that is exactly what we want to see here. In terms of the Bitcoin dominance, the dominance is moving to the downside, got rejected from the 55.6 level. Bitcoin is for today going sideways, so that is good for some of the altcoins. And I need to show you some altcoins here that are actually quite strong, and some of them I'm already itching to buy them, so I might do it actually while I'm recording this video. So just wait a second until we get there. So the USDT dominance also dropping here from the horizontal level, 4.73%. But I have a problem with that, because we technically broke now the downward sloping trend line here. If we see a move above the horizontal level and the daily close above that, this could be really bearish, guys. I want you to watch this closely because if we get a daily close above here, we most likely going to move up here to like 5%. I don't know what's going to happen in the world economic geopolitics sphere for something like this to happen. But it can be many things. It can be China is starting to invade Taiwan. It is there was a misunderstanding in the US with the Russian troop maneuver, and they are attacking now each other. It can be anything in that kind of realm. You know, I don't know. If you see something like this happening, the dominance will spike, because risk on markets are going to sell off. So one of the altcoins that I'm looking at right now is Solana. Also here we have a lower low and a higher low right now, potentially also forming a really big W pattern here. If you want to get into Solana, either wait till we come back into the green zone of $143.05 or $146, $147 to scoop some Solana up here, because you see the last time that we came into that range, We pumped straight back to $162. There is massive resistance right now, hence why we saw a rejection candle, and we came back down to dip one more time into this demand zone and now are sitting slightly above that. So here at any given moment, I expect a move back to the upside based on the demand zone that is just sitting below us and has acted as strong support here in the past, or let's say as a strong support and resistance flip zone. Because if I go here a little bit more to the left, you see the initial pump to over $200 and came from here the last time this year when we moved to $200. Then on the way down, it was also acting here as a demand zone until we broke it. Then here again, deviation above it, broke down, broke above it again, turned into support here. Now we are retesting the support. So as long as we are above that zone, that is a good level to accumulate more Solana and opening investment positions also on leverage. Again, if you want to play it really safe, wait that this downward sloping trend line is broken here. That would be right now the case around $150. But it's not really hurting if you open like 1 or 2% below that level, so just have your stops in place. When you open a position here in that scenario, I would have a stop loss at $143. That is roughly a 2% stop loss. At $150, it's roughly a 4% stop loss. So use leverage accordingly. Then Ondo is a real beast, guys. Yesterday we spiked here to $1.47 roughly, and came straight back down, and now retested the downward sloping trend line. So I'm actually right now going to open a position on Ondo. I'm just thinking about on which platform I want to do this. I will actually start doing this on BYBIT. There I'm gonna open now. I think I'm gonna do a $1,200 position on 10x leverage. Let's see here, $1,800. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. So why I'm opening now a position here? So just that you see, I'm opening here now a position because on the daily chart, I'm gonna admit today's candle is not really beautiful. With that massive rejection here to the downside. But we're about to break the downward sloping trend line. The RSI is still pointing to the upside. The stochastic RSI technically gave us a buy signal today. If we move a little bit higher, and let's say to $1.27, $1.28 today, chances are that this turns back into a buy signal and we continue to move to the upside, hence why I wanted now some exposure. And you see the levels that I had given you. I told you $1.46 is a target here. When we move to the upside, we smashed it in less than 24 hours since I called it. So now my next level would be $1.33, where I want to get out again. So I just set this here as a take profit zone. So that I will roughly make 60% on that trade. So my stop loss will be around $1.21. That's where I'm gonna set my stop loss. Let me just check here. $1.21. Yeah, $1.21 makes sense for me to have there my stop loss. So that's why I'm gonna set it just after the video. Another coin that's really strong here right now, and I have already a position for that, is Kasper. Kasper 4-hourly chart about to flip bullish here. Buy signal right now coming up in the next 20 minutes. MACD is about to flip bullish. That's where your entry level, where you want to enter. And then your targets are 17.5, 18.2, and 19 cents. Your stop loss would be under the previous 4-hour low at 16.4 cents. So like I said, on another exchange, I have already a position going, but I might open also on BYBIT one based on what I see here right now. Then Render is the other one. You want to open a position here at the lower range. Unless we are breaking above $8.64, that would be the other entry. You want to see a reclaim of the mid-range on the way up. Otherwise, you take profit here. Don't hold a position and hope that we are breaking through this if we start going sideways here. Take profit. Worst case, we have to open a new position when we see a deviation below the mid-range after we claimed it, and see then a move here to the upside. Any move below the lower range in terms of a deviation is for me a massive buy indication where I definitely want to open positions for render. The other coin that I'm looking at to add more to my long-term holdings and also open a new long position is Injective. Here I'm still waiting for today's daily close. We might get a buy signal, and I want that we are holding here above $27.88. On the weekly chart, things are looking really bullish. So in terms of investment entry, I can definitely go and buy already all my spot positions that I want for the long term. In terms of a leverage position, I would start nibbling with like 3x, 5x, just to make sure that I will not get liquidated if we see one more flash move here, like to $25 or something like that, because that's almost a 10% move. So if I trade with 3x, 5x, at least I will not get liquidated and can hold on to this position. So everything higher than that would be a little bit risky. I will increase the leverage once we're breaking and holding on a weekly level above $29. And guys, that's it already for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure to smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you then again tomorrow.